You've also come to some conclusion that QSAC is a lot better than what we had before, and it is fair to say that it's a good mechanism to try to get the progress and the accountability we need throughout all the districts, not just urban districts, but those other districts too. Well, at today's hearing, the committee really took testimony from the acting commissioner and her staff regarding the process for taking over a school district if it's necessary, and the process under the QSAC legislation to returning a school district once it's taken over back to local control. We also heard from former Superintendent Dr. Bolden, the chairman of the New Jersey Black Issues Convention, and other speakers regarding the whole process under QSAC, what is meant to date. A lot of questions still must be answered as it relates to giving districts back to local control, particularly Newark and Patterson and Jersey City. The Newark School has made substantial progress contrary to what you're reading if you look at where the districts come from and where we had to go. Even with the difficult times when the former superintendent, Marion Bolden, inherited the district, the state had already misappropriated or mismanaged close to $100 million under state control. And so she already operated with a deficit under those conditions. There's a lot more work to be done in the local districts, not just Newark and Jersey City and Patterson, but also in areas such as Asbury Park, Camden, and other districts throughout the state. But there has been progress, and I think all the numbers depicts that. I think that this running around the country, making cities like Newark and education in the urban cities in New Jersey a mockery by elected officials, I think is wrong. We should talk about the ills that impact all the things we do, particularly in education, and we should talk about ways and means to correct them. But we should also simultaneously talk about the good that's taking place in our state within our education system throughout the state, and in particular the urban areas. Well, the next step are going to be certainly some more hearings. Committee members want to go into Camden and take a look at some of the issues there as relate to the SDA districts, formerly Abbott. And we're going to be also taking another look at the whole charter school issue as to accountability, which we never seem to get, and also taking a look at the test scores as they relate to charter schools in New Jersey versus the other part of the public education system. Because certainly there's a need to pay attention to charter schools that are operating right now, because it's my understanding that the majority of the charter schools, and I believe there are 73, the majority of them are not doing that well. But we want to see the numbers and see how they're being evaluated under what criteria as compared to the rest of the public school system. And so we'll be having subsequent hearings because they're very, very important. And the Joint Committee on the Public Schools is going to be very active over the next few months in trying to get answers to questions and also try to get these districts returned back to local control as soon as we can under the law.